Okay, buckle up because this roller coaster ride is called My Life with Mom. Picture this, me Alex 29, navigating the delightful world of living back with my parents after separating from my husband. Spoiler. It wasn't because we hated each other, it was because I finally embraced my inner rainbow. He's cool, we're buddies. My mom, less cool, yesterday hit a new low. She dropped the "I don't care if you die or end up homeless" bomb. Yeah. Charming, right? So step 1, strategic retreat to the ex-hubby's place. Safe. The words echoed in the car, bouncing off the windshield like toxic hailstones. Don't care if you die, don't care if you're homeless. Seriously, who says that to their kid? It wasn't just the words. It was the casual cruelty, the finality in her tone, like swatting a fly. My hands were gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles were white. Tears were blurring the road, mixing with a hefty dose of disbelief and pure, unadulterated hurt. Driving away felt less like leaving home, and more like I mumbled something non-committal like "okay, I'll think about it," and hung up, feeling like I'd just run a marathon in flip-flops. I relayed the conversation to Ben, who just shook his head slowly. "Classic narcissist playbook," he said gently, "the Hoover maneuver. After the blow-up, reel you back in with fake promises and appeals to obligation." Hearing him name it, validate my confusion helped. It wasn't me being crazy. It was her behavior that was off the charts. Still, the dad guilt was real. My dad, he's the quiet casualty in all of this. A genuinely good man, kind and gentle, completely overshadowed and often steamrolled by my mother's personality. He doesn't deserve her treatment any more than I do, but he just endures it. The thought of him sitting alone, hungry, while she's out doing whatever, it tugged at me. Was it fair to punish him because of her? This is how she gets me. Using my empathy, my love for Dad, as leverage. It's a tangled web, and I felt like a fly. So the plan formed, Operation Dad Dinner Dash. Go back, play nice enough, make Dad some decent food, hang out with him for a bit, provide some non-mom company. Then crucially leave before Hurricane Mom makes landfall later tonight. Tactical strike. Minimal engagement with the primary source of chaos. Maximum support for the innocent bystander, Dad. It felt manageable, a way to fulfill the daughterly duty I felt towards him without getting sucked back into her vortex of crazy. Ben agreed packing a small bag, just essentials for the evening, felt weirdly strategic, like preparing for a brief foray into enemy territory. Phone, charger, book, maybe some emergency chocolate, check. Ben watched me, offering quiet encouragement. "You got this, Alex, just stick to the plan, in and out." His steady presence was a lifesaver. Knowing I had this safe harbor to return to made the prospect of going back there slightly less terrifying. It wasn't home. The drive back again. This time, though, the dread was mixed with a strange sort of resolve. I wasn't crawling back defeated. I was executing a mission. Windows down, music up, trying to maintain the bubble of sanity Ben's place had provided. I rehearsed neutral phrases in my head, ways to deflect if Mom did somehow pop up early. Prepared for inconsistency, prepared for the emotional whiplash. It felt like armoring up, bracing for impact, even though the immediate threat, Mom, was supposedly absent. Past experience is a harsh teacher. Pulling into the driveway felt like crossing a checkpoint. House looked the same. Lawn perfectly manicured, Mom's domain, no sign of her car. Good, phase 1, infiltration successful. I took another deep breath before getting out. Keys in hand, shoulders squared. "Okay, Alex, you're just here to cook dinner for Dad. You're an adult woman on a mission of filial kindness, not a scolded child returning to the principal's office." Walking into the house was quiet, eerily quiet. The usual tension that hums under the surface whenever Mom is home was absent. It felt lighter. Dad was in the living room, reading the newspaper. He looked up when I came in and his eyes crinkled in a genuine, warm smile. "Alex, you came." There was relief in his voice, maybe a touch of surprise. No questions about yesterday, no awkwardness. We chatted for a bit, just easy stuff. How his day was, the squirrels in the garden, whether the Cubs won. He didn't mention Mom, didn't ask about the fight. Maybe he knew, maybe he didn't want to know the details. Sometimes with him the silence speaks volumes. He just seemed glad for the company, for the normalcy. He even asked about Ben, kindly, remembering our amicable split. It was a brief, peaceful moment, a reminder of the good man trapped in a difficult situation. Heading into the kitchen felt like stepping onto familiar ground, but with a different purpose. Usually cooking here involved Mom hovering, criticizing, helping in ways that weren't helpful. Tonight it was just me. I decided on something simple but comforting, pasta, maybe a salad, Dad's favorite. As I chopped vegetables and put water on to boil, I felt a sense of calm competence. This part I could handle. Making food, caring for someone in a tangible way. Suddenly a furry body rubbed against my ankles. Mittens, the family cat. a fluffy ginger ball of feline indifference most of the time, but occasionally she bestows her presence upon you. I bent down to scratch behind her ears, and she purred, a rumbling engine of contentment. It was another small anchor to reality, to something simple and good in this house. Taking care of Mittens was actually part of my upcoming house-sitting gig. The reason I had asterisk to be back. Pulling up to Ben's place felt like reaching an oasis after crawling through a desert of dysfunction. Ben, my ex, my rock, the irony isn't lost on me, running from my loving family to the guy I divorced. But our split was, well, grown up. We handled it with respect because the core friendship was solid. He knew about Mom, he'd seen the previews, though maybe not the full horror show I just experienced. Sitting in the parked car, I took a deep breath, trying to pull myself together before knocking on his door. Dinner with Dad was lovely, quiet, easy conversation. We ate at the kitchen table, avoiding the more formal dining room Mom prefers. He actually complimented the pasta, a rare and precious gem. We talked about a documentary he'd watched. I told him about a funny podcast I'd listened to. It was simple, connecting without the usual undercurrent of tension or performative family dynamics. This was the dad I missed, the relationship overshadowed by Mom's drama. Cherishing. As we finished eating, the clock on the wall seemed to tick louder. Mission objective, feed Dad, accomplished. Now for the extraction phase. I started casually checking the time, estimating Mom's likely return. The window of escape was closing. The thought of her walking in, potentially flipping the script again asterisk, made my stomach clench. Peace was fleeting in this house, best to grab it and run. Time to initiate Operation GTFO before Mom gets home. While cleaning the kitchen, my eyes drifted towards the hallway leading to my old room. The sanctuary Mom had suddenly redesignated. Yeah, right, a sanctuary doesn't come with conditions and emotional landmines. But seeing the door sparked a thought, the upcoming house-sitting week. Mom and Dad would be gone. The house would be empty except for me and Mittens. That was my window. One whole week to pack the bulky stuff, the furniture, the things I couldn't grab in a hurry. Mentally, I started making lists, boxes, tape, need to borrow Ben's truck or hire movers, sell some stuff, donate. The logistics were daunting but also exciting. It felt like progress, like taking control back. Quietly, steadily lining up my ducks. No big announcements, no confrontation needed yet, just methodical preparation for departure. The house-sitting week wasn't just about cat duty anymore. It was Operation Freedom Launchpad. Keeping that goal in mind made the time to go. Okay, Dad, I should probably head out, I said, trying to sound casual. He walked me to the door. Thanks for dinner, Alex, it was really nice. He gave me a quick, slightly awkward hug, but it felt sincere. There was an unspoken understanding in his eyes, maybe. A hint of be careful or I get it, or maybe I was projecting. Either way, leaving him felt bittersweet. Glad I came, relieved to be going. Getting back into my car felt like breaking the surface after holding my breath underwater. Freedom. I pulled out of the driveway, checking my rearview mirror almost instinctively. No sign of Mom's car, phew. This second departure felt different from last night's tearful escape. Tonight I felt empowered. I'd navigated the situation on my own terms, stuck to my plan, and reinforced my decision to leave for good. The road ahead was back at Ben's. It already felt more like home than the house I just left. He opened the door with a questioning look. Mission accomplished, he asked with a grin. Operation Dad Dinner Dash was a success, I reported, managing a tired smile. Extraction complete before maternal unit returned. We debriefed briefly in his living room, me recounting the quiet dinner, the hug, the solidifying escape plan. He listened, offered quiet validation. Good job, Alex. You handled that really well. Having that. Sitting on Ben's couch again, the adrenaline started to fade, replaced by bone-deep exhaustion. The emotional whiplash was intense. From I don't care if you die to this is your sanctuary in less than 24 hours. It messes with your head, makes you doubt your own perceptions. That's the goal, right? Keep you off balance, keep you dependent. But seeing it clearly even when it hurts is the first step. Recognizing the pattern is power. Exhausting sanity testing. Now comes the tricky part, staying grounded until escape week. Navigating the inevitable guilt trips, the potential mood swings, the boundary pushing. It requires vigilance, strong internal resolve, and maybe hiding in my room, the actual sanctuary at Ben's, or the temporary one back home when house-sitting a lot. I pulled out my phone not to doom scroll, but maybe to look up storage units or moving checklists. Small, concrete steps towards independence. It's weird, this intersection of life changes. Separating from Ben, accepting I'm gay, and now dealing with the NMOM fallout and moving out again. It's a lot, but maybe it's all connected. Maybe leaving the marriage gave me the clarity or the strength to finally see the family dynamics for what they were and decide I deserve better. Maybe embracing my true self means I can't tolerate environments where I'm not accepted or safe. Emotion. Ben opened the door and his usual easy smile faltered when he saw my face. No questions asked, just, "Whoa, Alex, come in." The immediate, uncomplicated acceptance was almost enough to make me cry again. He just stepped aside, held the door wider, and let me stumble into the calm harbor of his home. It smelled like coffee and maybe cinnamon, a world away from the tense, perfumed air of my parents' place. It felt safe. A word I hadn't associated with home in a long, long time. The upcoming house-sitting week looms large. It's the perfect cover. I can pack boxes, move heavier items, coordinate logistics without raising immediate suspicion. It feels sneaky, but necessary. Direct confrontation with mom rarely ends well, it just feeds the drama cycle. A quiet, strategic exit feels safer, smarter, less chance of sabotage, emotional or literal. Dad might be sad, but hopefully he'll understand. Mittens will be fine, she mostly cares about food and sun. So the immediate future involves keeping my head down, gray rocking when necessary, look it up. It's a lifesaver with narcissists, and focusing on the plan. Fortifying my boundaries, even if they're invisible ones for now. Leaning on Ben's support, maybe talking to a therapist, probably a good idea. It's about survival, but also about building towards thriving. Getting out isn't just about escaping the bad, it's about creating space for the good. Space to breathe, to be me, without. Ben brings over another cup of tea, maybe some cookies. Small gestures, huge impact. "You know," he says quietly, "you're handling this with incredible strength, don't forget that." Hearing it from him, someone who knows me, knows the history, means the world. Maybe I am stronger than I think. Strong enough to navigate this mess, strong enough to build a life that feels authentic and safe. The path is clearer now. It's going to be a challenging few weeks. Staying grounded amidst the emotional turbulence, executing the move smoothly, dealing with the inevitable fallout, it won't be easy. But the thought of having my own space again, real sanctuary built on my own terms, is a powerful motivator. A place where home means peace, not peril. So yeah, if anyone's got tips for dealing with end-parent exit strategies, or just wants to send good vibes for Operation. We ended up on his comfy, slightly lumpy couch. I spilled everything, the fight, the words, the sheer awfulness of it all. Ben just listened, nodding occasionally, making those sympathetic noises that actually feel genuine. He didn't offer platitudes or try to fix it. He just let me unload the toxic sludge I'd been carrying. He made tea, the strong, sweet kind I like, and sat with me while I sipped it, the silence punctuated only by my sniffles. Having a witness, a non-judge, trying to sleep on Ben's guest bed, which is surprisingly comfortable, bless him, was an adventure. My brain decided it was prime time for a highlights reel of Mom's greatest hits of passive aggression and outright cruelty. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face, heard her voice twisting words, rewriting history. It's exhausting, trying to constantly fact-check reality against her warped version. Sleep felt less like rest and more like wading through emotional quicksand. I just wanted the Morning came, thankfully. Ben had already made coffee, the good stuff. The smell alone felt like a shield against the lingering negativity. We sat at his kitchen table, sunlight streaming in, a stark contrast to the gloom, literal and figurative, I'd left behind. We didn't talk much about the situation right away, just normal stuff. Work, a funny thing his cat did, the weather. It was blessedly mundane. This little bubble of normalcy was exactly what I needed to face whatever fresh hell the day might bring. And oh boy, was it. Then my phone rang, caller ID, Mom. My stomach plummeted, seriously. After yesterday, I let it ring, staring at it like it was a venomous snake. Ben raised an eyebrow but didn't say anything. It stopped, silence. Then it rang again. The persistence was classic N Mom. Ignore her, she doubles down. I shot Ben a look that screamed, "Are you freaking kidding me?" He just gave a small, understanding shrug, deep breath. "Okay, Alex, answer it, steel yourself." "Hi honey," she chirped like yesterday never happened. The tonal whiplash was staggering. "I was just calling to see if you could come home." Home, the place you practically evicted me from yesterday. "I won't be here for dinner," she continued, "and someone needs to cook for your dad." Ah, there it is, the hook, not "I miss you" or "I'm sorry," but "your father requires sustenance and I require you to provide it." The sheer audacity. My jaw was probably, but wait, there's more. "This is your home, Alex," she cooed, dripping faux sincerity. "Your sanctuary, you should come back. I'll leave you alone, I won't even come into your room." Hold up, rewind. Yesterday this was her house, her space, and my room wasn't my room. The 180-degree flip was so fast it could give you vertigo. Is this gaslighting, amnesia? Master-level manipulation, all of the above. It was like listening to a weather report predicting sunshine during a hurricane currently raging around you.